be placed as TV 13 presents the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 3A State Championship football game. From Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, it's the A.O. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis taking on the Red Raiders from High Point Andrews. Hi, everyone. Along with Larry Mason, I'm Randy Whitley on simply a gorgeous December night. You could not ask for better football weather. It's a lot different than what it was 2 years ago when the Wonders came to call.
Sure is. No snow, no ice. I think they ordered this back in September and they got the wish.
Well, it is just a tremendous turnout for the A.L. Brown Wonder crowd, a tribute to the community, the city, and Cabarrus County. And if that's got any bearing on the game tonight, I think Kannapolis is a touchdown favorite before we start.
Well, Randy, I think so. I think they got everybody on the bus that wanted to ride. The ones that couldn't afford it, they bought a ticket. They're all here.
Well, they talk about the high-powered offenses. They talk about the good defenses. They talk about team speed, individual efforts. Herb Goins, the final game at A.L., or I should say not at A.L. Brown, but at High Point Andrews. Bruce Harden, he's been here for the last 6 years. A lot of intangibles, but it's going to be one up front tonight.
Well, I think so. It'll be one right there in the trenches. The folks that play the best right there on the offensive and defensive line, they'll probably make the difference in this football game tonight, Randy. The best teams in the state, they're here. So, you know, what's left to do but do a few toe touches, line up, kick it off, and let's get on with it.
Well, as Natron Means from Central Cabarrus made it to Chapel Hill, we finally got his old coach back here. We'll be back to meet the opening lineups and have the coin toss and the introduction of the captains when our TV 13 playoff coverage continues after this. Welcome back as you see the Wonders and the Red Raiders as the Red Raiders enter Kenan Stadium first here on simply a gorgeous night at Kenan Stadium. They are quick and they are good.
I've heard a lot of folks up here talking about how quick they are and how good they are. They haven't said much about the Wonders. They may be the big surprise team tonight.
Herb Goins, as we mentioned, his final game. He started it his first year at High Point Andrews with the state championship, then in 4A, and he's trying to close out a great career at the Team Wingate Andrews. As the co-captains are going to the center of the field for the customary coin toss, and we'll pick up the action as best we can here from beautiful Kenan Stadium, where some at least 5,000 Kannapolis fans have made the trip up from Cabarrus County.
Captain Hall, good to meet you. Andrews. Captain McKeeper. You guys want to shake hands? The champion has the fastest coin for each of your teams. We'll give it to you this time. Captain Hall, right? Captain Hall, you are the new team. Call the coin, please, in the air. Call it in the air. If I drop it, we'll flip it again, okay? Tails, he calls. It is ahead. It is ahead. Andrews, you win the toss first. Okay? Andrews wins the toss the first and the second half. Which goal do you want to defend? And the field house kicking this way, is that correct? Put your back over here, please.
Kannapolis lost the toss, but High Point Andrews is decided to defer to the second half, so Kannapolis will move left to right here in the first quarter. As you see, the co-captains still talking things over at the center of the field, led by those seniors, Michael Barnes, Ben Johnson, Mary Lipscomb, and number 83, Marlon Hall. Let's meet that Kannapolis offensive starting lineup, Larry.
Randy, we don't see a lot of changes in it this week as we bring them up there. The offense is going to be put to the test tonight, and we're going to find out if that offensive line and folks can rise to the occasion.
That is not Desmond, that is Jermaine Johnson. We'll make that correction there on the offense. For A.L. Brown on defense, Grady Hardiman is scheduled to start, but Richard Greer will see a lot of action at that one defensive tackle spot. And, of course, McKnight and Meisenheimer will anchor the linebackers, and you've got Titus Thompson in his corner. Gary Brown will see a lot of action as well at that position, number 17. Let's meet the Red Raiders from T.W. Andrews, or High Point Andrews, we'll call them during this game. Darius Brewington, he's the Class A sprinter, the defending champ for the last couple of years. He'll be anchoring things at that strong end position. James Lida, Sean Roseburg, a couple of kids going both ways. You've got Seeing You, outstanding quarterback, Sam McIver and Wilton Bynum in the backfield. On defense, you see a couple of kids going both ways. That's a great linebacker name, isn't it, Larry? Number 52, Dominique Quick.
Well, that'd be a nice one to have with you, Randy.
We are set to get this one underway from Kenan Stadium, and it's the Red Raiders in their red trimmed in white. A.L. Brown in the lucky uniforms last week against Concord, all white trimmed in green.
Just imagine how excited these youngsters are out there. It's going to take a little while to get the excitement up with and get into this football game.
Excited we are, too, to be bringing it to you. Adam Perryman kicks it deep, fielded at about the 13-yard line. Barry Gutscom's got a seam down the sidelines. What a tremendous block. Barry Gutscom cuts it back. He's down to the Andrews 40-yard line. What a way to start a game for the A.L. Brown Wonders.
I tell you, that may be making a statement early right there, and that's certainly what Kannapolis would like to do, is let's let these folks know we're here to play, and Kannapolis has been here to play, so that may be a key in this ball game.
We're talking about special teams all season long, and that's what they did against Concord last week.
It surely was. You're not going to find better special team play than anywhere in Kannapolis.
At the 40-yard line of High Point Andrews is where the Wonders will come out with two wide, operate out of the I formation. They'll flop Chris Ford, the tight end, to the left side. Andy Smith, the quarterback, with a long count this time. He'll go to the tailback. Barnes with a gut seal block on the end, and he'll be bumped out of bounds after a 9, possibly 10-yard gain.
And that's a play that Kannapolis has put together and really had a lot of success out of this year as they pulled the tackle, let Smith across there and seal that in. And they kind of just let that go with the flow. If the end steps down, they're going to seal him. If he comes across, they're going to trap him and just make that a long trap. And Barnes really takes advantage of it right there.
It will be second and short. And we're pleased to say the clock is working this week.
There's a lot of clock. There's all kinds of numbers on that clock to read over there.
I have to look out and decipher which one I want to look at there. Beautiful place to do a ball game from. They line him up out of the eye once again. Smith. He's got Lott at tailback, and Keenan will get the pitch. He'll have the first down, and Benmore cuts it to the outside. 25-20 down the sidelines. Keenan Lott will take it in for a touchdown.
Super run, similar play, and I'm sure here in a second we'll be able to pull this one back up. We're going to see the same play run to the right-hand side right there.
Keenan Lott with 900 yards rushing. He's the guy who doesn't get the publicity. It's Michael Barnes and company, but that young man has made an impact the last couple of games. He's done it all season long.
Here he is coming up again right here, and they pull the guard, sweep to the right-hand side right there, Randy, and Lott just makes a great run out of it into the end zone.
2 plays, 40 yards. The final 31 by Keenan Lott. Now Ben Johnson out of the hole to Robert Combs, and it is through the heart, and the Wonders in 33 seconds have taken the lead. 11:27 to go in the first period. A.L. Brown on top, 7-0. Along with Larry Mason, Randy Whitley's the entire TV13 production staff back on hand at Kenan Stadium. The Wonders opening out of the gates like a racehorse. 33 seconds, 2 plays, and 40 yards. And Keenan Lott, the final 31 on the touchdown.
And if Coach Harding has challenged them, then they just raised the challenge right there. And that's got to be a great confidence builder for your offensive football team right there.
Oh, it's a great confidence builder for your defense to know you've got the lead and you haven't played that one snap yet.
You know, we may be in for the track meet of the year tonight. We're going to see here.
Steve Atkins will kick it deep, and this one will be sailing down to number 24, Darius Brewington. He is the speedster. Excuse me, that is Keenan Shaw. He's got some speed, too, and the Wonders are there on the coverage at the 24-yard line. Hutch Smith down there along with Lott and company.
And Belcher, of course, Belcher's always going to be down there. He's going to knock somebody down if they're standing around just for the pure sake of knocking somebody down.
Well, we will see that High Point Red Raider very potent offense on the field for the first time tonight, led by senior quarterback Sing Yu. He wears number 15, and they'll run basically out of the eye. Nothing fancy. They'll just try to run by you. They fake the reverse, and Yu to throw it up on the first play. Sidelines incomplete at the 33-yard line. Looking for the intended receiver that time, number 43. And I'll pick his number up for you in a minute. That's Wilton Bynum. He was coming out of the backfield.
And Bynum, they got out in that little soft part flat of his own, and the pass was a little bit overthrown, and they were using a little deception there with their speed, Randy. And they're in their slot set right there, split to the left and in the slot left. Similar to Kannapolis. We're seeing two teams are quite similar here. Let's see what Kannapolis is coming up in. Their defensive look here. They've walked the end off. They've got a forefront.
Out of the eye on 2nd and 10. They'll go to the tailback, spinning out across the 25 to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Sam McKeever is, I think, the correct pronunciation of that. Sam is a 5'9", 170-pound senior.
And Coach Harding talked Wednesday night about the fact that you have to play all 11 folks on the football team when you play High Point because they all play well.
McKeever, 1,500 yards rushing this season, 20 touchdowns. The young man can took the mail.
One thing I think we'll see Kannapolis in are some different looks tonight in their defensive set.
On 3rd down and long. Yu over the middle, tipped incomplete. 4th down will face the Red Raiders. They'll be forced to kick it away now.
And so far, both of those passes, both the passes that High Point has thrown have been a little bit overthrown. I think Yu's going to have to settle down. He's overthrowing the ball and he's starting to sell on him, and he's just going to have to settle down and
kind of like us guys. We got some jitters too.
He's just going to have to get in his natural rhythm right there throwing the football.
There's Barry Lipscomb. He will be joined by number 2, Keenan Lott, coming into your picture. Back inside the Wonder 40-yard line.
You know, it's close to Christmas, and this is kind of a Christmas look out there, the green and red.
Adam Perryman, the kicker, back at about his own 15-yard line. Wonders will peel for the return. If Perryman gets off, not a terrific kick, but it does get a good Red Raider roll and will go dead at the Kannapolis 45-yard line. So the Wonders can't complain about field position to start a drive early.
No, and you talk about field position in the big games, and so far they've really been in good field position. That wasn't the best kick, but it did get that good bounce right there and got them a little more out of it. And you notice the Kannapolis players getting out of the way, and I'm sure they've been told, don't mess with it, don't drop it here.
They'll have 2 wide this time, run it out of the I formation, as has been a lot of different adjustable sets. And Andy Smith says, wait a minute here, they're getting a new football, okay.
And I think they're getting each team's using their own football, so they're getting High Point's football out and Kannapolis football in.
Coach Harden may have the one that's a little bit longer there.
Always bring that long football. Put it in on 3rd down.
They'll give it the line on the end around 45 midfield. He skips out of one tackle, goes to the Andrews 44-yard line. It'll be enough for the first down.
And that was set up to be a super play, and they just weren't able to block the safety on that side or the corner on that side. I think if it had gotten by him, he would have taken that for quite a bit more yardage right there.
What do you think? Bruce has kind of pulled out some of the some out of the TV here early tonight.
There's no point in saving them now. What are they going to save them for? Next year? Nah, he's going to use them tonight.
That's for sure. There isn't a next week. Terrace Johnson is the outback, number 25 for A.L. Brown. He has checked in. Michael Barnes, the senior, gets about 5 tough ones up the middle. And Michael Barnes, he's kind of been overshadowed. They talked about the Red Raider speed. Michael Barnes coming into tonight's game, almost 1,600 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns, and 10 games.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Harding has talked to him about that you have been overshadowed a little bit. Let's show these folks what you're made out of here, and he'll show you in a hurry.
10 games over 100 yards this year, and this is game number 15, so it's going to make some college coach happy if he elects to do that next season. On 2nd and Lott. Pinned down at about the 38-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down.
And they pulled Belcher on that one, and they were trapping up on the tackle
but the Red Raiders did a good job of getting over and shutting that one down.
We've played about 3.5 minutes here at Kenan Stadium. In the opening quarter, Brown jumping out early. They lead 7-0. Kannapolis' second trip to the state 3A finals in the last 3 years. On third and short, Michael Barnes will be close. I think he's going to be about a half a yard shy. They'll spot it right at the 35-yard line of the Red Raiders.
They had their nose knocked down, Randy, to the right-hand side there. They gave them a good split to try to run the isolation in there. And what they're saying is our linebacker is stud enough to stand in here and take this on in this split. Kannapolis is going to test it.
Well, Coach Hurd says, I didn't come here to not be rewarded. They're going for it. It's fourth down. You can see Belcher on the offensive lineman, number 77. Taking a look at his opponent on the opposite side of that line. Fourth and less than a yard. Big play early. I don't know. Depending on the spot will be the key. Keenan Lott was met hard.
It really was. And it's like you say, it was just he bounced up into the line, and they're just going to have to decide where his forward progress or stuff. I'm not so sure they got it right here, Randy. If it is, it's going to be by just inches in the football.
Well, let you get your first guess of the game here. Larry's put the glasses on it. The officials are looking, and they're going to bring the chains on. Yeah, they got to wait on the Kannapolis players to get off the sidelines. And here we go. First appearance by the chain gang.
This is where you want the long ball in here. Didn't get it.
The Red Raiders of High Point Andrews have held, so a key defensive stand as we get a shot at their contingent that's coming from High Point. Definitely outnumbered tonight.
I think Kannapolis is just, they brought a great crowd in here. This has just got to be a real morale boost for the football team, the town, the school.
And they're up 7-0 with 7:15 to go in the first period. Now Andrews with their second possession. Seeing you, toss sweep this time. There's a loose football, and it's up for grabs. It's still on the ground, and A.O. Brown may have it, or did High Point Andrews get it back? The Wonders have recovered, I think.
It looks like, I don't know. We'll have to see if it was blown dead, because the High Point man was just kind of sitting there watching the ball, and the ball was still alive, I think, Randy.
We have a penalty marker.
Well, there was a clip. There was a clear clip on that.
That's who here they're going to give it to. Here's the official signal, judging by the sides. Clip. Kannapolis will get possession and credit the fumble recovery to Robert Combs, the free safety, number 14.
And Robert didn't give up on it. It looked like that maybe the youngsters thought that the ball had been blown dead. The flags had come out, but the Kannapolis players kept going for it, and there was a High Point player standing right there that didn't really go after the ball.
Well, Larry marked this turnover down. Good teams always capitalize on the opposing team's turnovers, and we've said it all season long. As a matter of fact, that's only the second turnover.
And they're getting the wide line splits again here. Let's see if they pick on that right here.
At the 28-yard line, Andy Smith with a play fake. Flushed out of the pocket, throws into the middle of the field. That's a tough pass. You're right-handed going left-handed. He's still got a little zip on it, but not enough. Really,
well, he just wasn't able to pull up right there, plant, and throw that football. I think he a little jittery maybe with his first pass right there, and he'll come back and get his confidence.
I was getting ready to say just before the play about Larry that Andrews that's only their second turnover in the playoffs.
Well, you know, neither team has fumbled the ball a lot and given the ball up a lot on turnovers in the playoffs.
Kannapolis is only, I think, 4 turnovers, so good teams. That's why they're here tonight.
Well, the teams that turned it over a lot are here.
That's right.
They're at home.
On 2nd and 10, they will give it to Michael Barnes. They seal the end once again. He's at the 25 and will be ridden out of bounds across the far way. Defensively, it was number 31, Pernell Williams, the free safety. He got this.
He did a good job of getting over there. Michael just never could get the ball turned north and south right there, but he did run it downhill and was able to make a little yardage out of that.
There you think the adrenaline and the jitters have kind of settled down now. We're halfway through the first quarter.
Maybe a little bit here. I think it's about time for them to.
3rd down, they need 7. At the 25-yard line.
We're going to see if we get the slant pass right here on the right-hand side, or an out pattern here, Randy.
Got the big side of the field to work with. Smith over the middle. It's going to be picked up at the 15-yard line, coming back the other way, and it could come back all the way. Can they catch him? That will be the question. Michael Barnes has the angle, and he You saw that sprinter speed, that state championship speed. It earned wonders that time.
Really did. And that pass, I'm sure that Smith would like to have that football back and say that might be one of the. He saw a lot, but he didn't see. I don't think he saw the defensive man in there. And then it's just a foot race right there, like you say, there at the speed.
Michael Barnes is pretty fleet of foot, but he wasn't going to catch Brewington. Now the extra point attempt as Andy Perryman is in. Out of the hole to Singu. Snap spot, kick is on its way. It's up, and this game is tied. 5:51 to go. Opening period. It's knotted at 7. Back with the Red Raider kickoff in just a minute.
We come back to Keenan Stadium here. I really don't think that Andy Smith saw the defensive man there. He saw a lot, and Brewington was just kind of lying in the bushes there. And when he came out and had that ball, he was taking it off to the races. So we got a tied ball game right here.
And you may be right. We are certainly seeing a little bit of the track meet
Well, I think when you've got a youngster with that kind of speed, he can kind of play off the man and give you that illusion of I'm not going to get to him, and then he makes up a lot of ground in a hurry.
A lot of excitement here in the first half of the first quarter.
This is going to be a great football game.
Well, it should be. It's state championship time. These two teams used to battle it out in 4A a few years ago. Perryman kicks it deep. Kind of bounces by. And it will be picked up at the 6-yard line. This is Barry Lipscomb, who cuts it to the opposite side. 20, breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet. The young man, the senior, has done it tonight. Out to the 48-yard line. I think Barry Lipscomb was...
I think so. Just a super return and give Kannapolis good field position again.
So Kannapolis has taken over on 3 possessions at their own 40. Look at their own 45, now their own 48. Behind one Andrews 40. Take that all day.
They sure will, and I think the thing that they'll want to do here is get into another groove on their offense and take this one down, Randy.
The key for Andy Smith, the junior quarterback, is shake off the interception. It's done with. I can't do anything about it.
That's right. You know, don't worry about it. All that it did was tie the game. It hadn't put them behind, and there's a lot of time to play. And he's going to have to throw the ball some. So, like you say, just get in the groove.
They'll run it out of the eye with 2 wide once again. And a long count, and a tall sweep this time. Keenan Mott. The speed gets him to the outside. He breaks a tackle and going to Mike Andrews territory to the 48-yard line. 71 defensively over there for the Red Raiders was Mike Harris, the junior defensive tackle.
I think they pulled Gregory on that play, Randy. He got across the same play that they run to the left-hand side. Lott got in behind the block and was able to make a little bit out of that.
Think about it, from our vantage point here at Keenan Stadium, it doesn't look like he gained a lot until you look at the clock because we're so high up, but that was a 4-yard pickup. Nosebleed section over.
We're on the 50-yard line of bird's eye view.
2nd down and 6 as Johnson is checked in at fullback. And Smith will go sideline. It's going to be overthrown. A little bit of heat coming from those Red Raiders up the middle. And Smith had to dump it early.
I think so. I think he really didn't get the set the way he wanted to throw the football there, and then the pass ended up being a little bit longer than he wanted to have to throw.
And bring up 3rd down. And still 6 to go. The last 3rd and 6. Smith was picked off.
I'm sure Coach Hardin's going to come back with some type of pass play right here to get this 6 yards.
Well, Mario Douglas, 21. He's been the favorite target all season long. He will split to the bottom of your screen out of your picture right now. They got 3 wideouts and run it out of the eye from the 48-yard line of 5-point Andrews. Toss, Mott. Hit up the line of scrimmage, no gain. 44 defensively will give him the first man, Jerry Green.
They came up to make a good defensive play. Right there, I was watching the Andrews defensive backs, and they're popping those Kannapolis players coming off the line, so they're trying to throw the timing off in that passing game, and it probably is taking some adjustment right here.
I can't identify him, but we have an injured player. That is Keenan Lott, the ball carrier. He's a little bit shaken up. He was kind of sandwiched. Green's a pretty good size young man, 6'2", 200. We have a break of the action, 4:32 to go, first quarter. Stadium. As Andy Smith, the quarterback, will stay in the punted away. He'll get it off at about his own 40-yard line. Back inside the 20 of Michael Andrews is Kenny Shaw. See if he kicks it to it. Kind of a line driver. He kicks it away from Shaw. It hits, takes a wonder roll, and will go dead at the 15-yard line. Actually out of bounds. That's pretty good coverage.
That really is. The ball just took a left-hand turn right there. That's if you can make a left right there and get it out of bounds, that makes a great pins them back pretty well right there.
We're talking about the Wonders defense. Let's talk a little bit about it. They've been giving up about 12 points a game in the playoffs, but they haven't given up anything yet in this game.
The defense hadn't. Of course, that came off the interception there, so the defense still playing tough here, and they need a good stand here and get this ball back in good field position here.
Seeing you. The senior quarterback will have a man in motion coming near side. Out of the I formation, tailback. McIver hit the line of scrimmage. McKnight was in there. Also Beisenheimer and Tony Jones. Tony, one of those three Wonder seniors who has one of those rings to go on his finger from 89.
Really has, so he knows what it's about as Andrews ran a little short trap in there. These teams have gotten so good at what they do. I think we'll probably see some fake traps, looks, some false keys, and they're going to try to. It's a chess game out there, and they're going to try to outdo the other one.
2nd down and 7 as they come to the line. 3:40 and running in the first quarter. It's knotted at 7. You back to pass. Little play fake. Now he's going on the fly. Sidelines. It's going to be intercepted. A.L. Brown. Derry Brown with the pick. Number 17 at midfield.
And Brown saw that one through the time that it said. He just kept getting back in the zone, getting back. Don't let that player get deeper than me. And went up and caught the ball at the top of the flight right there.
Intended receiver 23 was Kenny Shaw, and he had to come back and play quarterback.
Good interception right there.
So the Wonders down with 2 turnovers. Oh, we get to vote here, don't we?
Tell you what, this has been a first-class operation, hasn't it, Mr. Whitney?
Exactly. Our hats off to Rick Struck, Charlie Adams, and all the folks at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. First-class operation.
It really has. Great show.
They are the champions tonight, that is for sure. Keelan Lott hit as they were coming through. It was Jerry Green, who's got his number. 84, Kenny Lewis, the other defensive end, was there as well.
And High Point Andrews right now is just playing good defense right now. As Lott tried to break that ball and bend it back to the right there, he was meant head on.
Looks like maybe, so I sure they know they can get the end sealed and go the corner, go laterally. They kind of try and see how good the Pickens are up the middle. It's not too good right now.
They're going to have to test them up in there. You've got to keep them honest, and you can't run the same thing all night long, but you certainly going to go to what works for you. And Andrews has got those wide line splits trying to cut some of that off.
Here's Lott through the seam to the 43-yard line. He was caught from behind that time as number 52 gets up off the bottom of the pile, and that young man's name is Dominique Quick, the linebacker.
What Andrews has done, Randy, is they've widened their line splits, and they're trying to take away some of the outside speed. Their linebackers play well enough to really contain in the middle, so but Kannapolis seems to be having the biggest part of their success outside. That one was off tackle, and Smith pulled again and gave a little kick-out block right there.
Jerry Rory, along with Quick, are the linebackers, and they're having their hands full so far tonight. It's 3rd down and 3. They need the Andrews 40. Up the middle, Lott lowers the shoulder, and he'll have the first down.
And he got that one just on the isolation right there. So nothing's going to come easy. That first touchdown was maybe the easiest one they get tonight.
The thing about it is, you hope it didn't come too easy if you're an A.L. Brown supporter, because you have a tendency maybe to relax.
But I think they're doing right now what they really want to do, and Coach Harding wants to do, and that's put together a drive of some consistency. Keep it out of Andrews' hands. That's your best defense. Don't let them have it.
That's true. Coming from an ex-coach.
Well, I always figured if we had it on offense, the other team couldn't, hopefully they couldn't do a lot with it.
Lott changes directions, jukes, and with some nifty moves, goes to the 32-yard line. And Jerry Green is a busy man tonight.
Really has.
Make the tackle.
We've got a hold here, though, Randy. This one's going to come back. But Lott went out there, put a little shake and bake move on it, and made a good run out of that. But we've got a hold.
It's kind of like Tom and Jerry when you've got Michael Barnes and Keelan Lott in the backfield. You got the mouse, you got the cat.
Right. And Andrews even gives you that same type of look. These teams, we looked at the stats Wednesday night, they're so close, they're so evenly matched. They may be the most two evenly matched teams that are playing in the high school playoffs this week.
Jose Brown has been known as a second-half team, and that was very evident last week in their come-from-behind victory over arch-rival Concord. Down 7-0 at the half and held a very highly rated and high-powered Concord team with no points in the second half. Kannapolis will keep it on the ground this time as they've inserted number 43, who normally plays linebacker, Billy Meisenheimer, and he got down to about the High Point Andrews 48-yard line.
It looked like he was just trying to find a little seam in there to run and didn't really get that play. Never got started right there.
That's pretty good size. Tailback for you, 6 foot 200 pounds in high school ball.
And here Coach Harding giving you another look. And I think the thing that he tries to do is, as far as being a second half team, if we're around and the game's close, we feel like we can win it.
Second down and long, they need the 29-yard line for the first. Too wide of the eye. Play fake. Smith, plenty of time. Pops it upfield. It is going to be complete. Chris Ford, the tight end, coming across the middle, little lag pattern there, and it'll be third and short.
Right, and that's going to be the last play of this quarter, Randy, is it's going to run out right here. But he was able to stretch that across the field, and that's one of their more favorite pass patterns. Just drag that tight end across and get the football to him in the play.
7-7 at the end of the first 12 minutes of regulation here at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, between the A.O. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis and the Red Raiders from High Point Andrews. Our TV 13 playoff coverage continues in just a moment. Larry Mason, I'm Randy Whitley. Welcome you back here as we're getting set for the second quarter. Some individual team stats for you. Rushing in the first quarter, A.L. Brown with 80. They had 17 passing for a total of 97 yards total, and A.L. Brown's defense really shut the door except for that interception. 6 yards total offense for the Red Raiders. That was on the ground.
I'll assure you right now that Kannapolis is taking 97 yards a quarter. Any game, anytime, anywhere. You can come close to 100 yards a quarter, you playing great football.
They've been at third down and 2 as they swap into the field. The 31-yard line. One setback this time for Andy Smith and company. And a long count for the junior. He'll stand up and call timeout.
And I think here again, that might have been a set play. I think they may have just been trying to draw them offside. Of course, that would have given them the first down right there as Barnes comes in the game.
We'll step away and return after this. As we return to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the question is, did Bruce Hardin change the play during the timeout?
I don't think, I'm just guessing, okay? I don't think he had a play. I think he was just going to try to draw him offside, and then if he didn't draw him offside, then he was going to come up with a play.
That's kind of like getting an extra minute or so of rest, too, you know, after the first quarter.
Of course, you know, and it's a little early in this half, though, maybe to be using a timeout, but, you know, when you're down this close, you want to come away with some kind of points right here.
3rd and 2, a run it out of the eye. 31-yard line. Tailback, Barnes has the first down, cuts it into the secondary to the 24-yard line, and he almost got away.
And that's where Barnes is so tough. He came in on the isolation, he got the first down, he got that initial yardage, and after he breaks the line of scrimmage and gets past maybe where those linebackers step up to fill the hole, he just keeps his feet moving, and you better put something on him that water won't wash off, or he's not going down.
He's not a big back, he's just an outstanding athlete, 6 foot, 183 pounds.
And he runs every pound he plays. That's the thing that I like about him.
A senior, and he has been here before. They'll give it to Lott. What a hole. Keenan Lott will score.
Just a great run. He's just gotten better and better. And one thing I think we can say, Keenan Lott's peaked right here in the playoffs when they needed him to.
He had over 106 yards against Concord. We'll watch it again.
Watch this. All right, we pull here, trap outside. He breaks it back inside, and he just outruns everybody. excited.
Well, they gave him Tom, they gave him Jerry. 7 plays, 50 yards.
They looked there and they said, hey, this guy can't run that fast. And all of a sudden he was doing it. It looked like Carl Banks was pulling right there that was kicking out.
Robert Combs holds senior Ben Johnson, who kicked the field goal in 1989 in the Wonders championship year, puts it up on the board. He's 2 for 2 tonight. The Wonders are back on top. 11:31 to go in the first half.
Back for the kickoff after the Lott touchdown. You know, I'm sure Coach Harding was just pleased as can be, as Hubert Humphrey used to say, pleased as punch, to see that it seems like every game somebody else kind of rises to the occasion right there.
Like Scott Belcher, 77, has his own fan club here
I think
tonight.
so. Mama did a good job on that sheet right there.
That's a big banner, I'll tell you. Not quite as big as Scott plays. I tell you, Scott plays higher than the Pines.
He does. Let's watch him go down the field right here.
Steve Atkins kicks it sidelines. Fielded at about the 12-yard line. Shaw, 20, 25, and out to about the 28-yard line. And we'll see who the first wonder was on the coverage as they unpile. That's number 44 for A.L. Brown.
Well, as an announcer,
Bobby Lawson.
and you watch him, do you figure the guy that smushed on the bottom was the first one to get there?
He got the worst end of the deal.
He the one they all piled on anyway.
So they got an early Christmas present, didn't he? Well, the Red Raiders have come back with their defense after trailing early in this game. Let's see if the Red Raiders can come back here. And this looks like a pretty good start. Brought down from behind is Kenny Shaw, making the really almost, you might say, touchdown saving tackle with Steve McKnight. Shaw had a full head of speed.
Probably so. That was just the tailback trap right there as they brought it back and they trapped to the right-hand side and faked to the left-hand side, and they got the Kannapolis defense shaded a little bit, moving that way, and broke it back against them.
Pickup of 7 on the play, second down and 3. Make it the 36-yard line. They'll have the first down and a little surplus as Shaw carries folks out to the 44-yard line.
And they brought that one all the way out to the tackle and ran that one off tackle right here. Andrews right now, they're checking out. They didn't have a great first quarter on offense, so right now they're finding out what they can put together on offense right here, and Kannapolis is going to blow the back and hunker down a little bit.
They mentioned Sam McIver in the first quarter. His stats, Kenny Shaw, 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. So you've got 2 1,000-yard rushers in the backfield. And here goes Shaw again. Cuts it to the outside. He's at midfield. The Wonders trying to outrace him to the sidelines. Gary Brown contained, and finally his teammates pushed him out at about the 45-yard line.
And that's where it's so important that your defense stays where they're supposed to be and they play their position and they don't get caught up, because what he did was he got to the pile, somebody shut the door, he just made a left-hand turn and took it on outside.
I like Kenny Shaw. You saw him coming off the field. He's got one of these new Star Trek 6 visors on his helmet today.
The new model.
Yep. So the laser beams in it.
Well, you can wear it out there. There's some bright lights out there. Bright light in big city here.
You hands off, and for about 3 or 4 yards that time is Sam McIver.
They ran the student body to the left right there. Not in really a sweep, but more of just a handoff where they pulled all their fakes and took that one to the left-hand side.
Coach Goins is maybe going with a little misdirection here, trying to counter the A.L. Brown pursuit. And I tell you, as has been the case with the Wonders over the last many, many years, they do get to the ball in a hurry.
They do, and I think they're trying to give them some false reads and slow them down and some misdirection.
On 2nd and 7. You to the air. Sidelines, batted down at the line of scrimmage, and I believe the defensive end, there he is, 52, the senior, Hutch Smith, got a paw on it.
Got one up and knocked that one down. Big play right there. But could have gotten 2 hands on it. We'd seen how good a speed he has going into the end zone.
He definitely would have had glory in his eyes when he went by the press box, didn't he?
I think so. And so far, Kannapolis defense is bending a little bit, but they haven't broken. And right now is going to be a real test because they have 3rd and long. You know they're going to put the ball in the air right here. Well, I don't know that they're going to, but it's a percentage-wise, I think they're going to.
Well, we'll see.
Well, if you got the fastest man in the state, why waste him out there and not throw it to him?
That's true. Throw it more the man. They make the reverse. Now you will fire it deep. It is complete. 15-yard line. And making the reception was not the fastest man in the state. A very sure-handed one. Shannon Cook, number 80.
He did a good job, and he ran a route that he ran inside and then back outside, and just a little V cut right there. And that was a good throw right there. Good throw and catches. We'll see it again. You can't see the pass route, but you can certainly see the pass. That's a good throw right there, Randy.
Excellent catch and pretty good coverage. The Red Raiders, here they come. 9 minutes to go, first half. Kannapolis leading 14-7. High Point's on the move, and they may be in the end zone. They're going to be close. Down to the 2. Ken Clowley, 51. Along with Robert Combs putting the stops on number 21. Sam McKeever.
One thing that they're back to do, a lot like Kannapolis, if they get there and that play's shut, or the hole's not there, then they just break it on outside and make a big run out of it there.
First and goal at the 1 yard line as the Red Raiders break the huddle. Anxious to get 6. Wonder defense digging in. They'll go right side, stopped at the line of scrimmage and brought back with authority. Laney Gray, along with number 43, Billy Meisenheimer, the linebacker, made a nice catch there.
Meisenheimer made the first hit. Hey, that's comes from staying in that weight room right there. Let that upper body strength, that leg drive going through right there.
I was getting ready to say touchdown Red Raiders, and all of a sudden, boom.
That's a good 1 yard form tackle.
It's second and goal. Not much of a gain, if any. They line them up with a slot, tailback, and we may have motion.
If we do, this will be a big 5 yard penalty right here.
If it's against Kannapolis, line it up in the neutral zone, it's not going to cost them much.
No, you don't lose much there, but it does hurt the offensive team right here because it's a lot easier to look at them, from the 5 yard line, 6 yard line than it is from that 1 yard line.
Well, it's the big 5 variety, back to the 6 yard line. And boy, that changes complexions there. It'll be second and goal with the 6. SCMU, the 145-pound quarterback. Outstanding passing stats this year. We'll give those to you here as we go along. And they'll go with a quick count. You on a play fake. Rolls, pressure, end zone, touchdown. Red Raiders at 5 point Andrews.
That was just a super throw because he was getting Belcher coming down on him right there. Also, Knight is coming through. He threw that ball under a lot of pressure, and he threw it with a lot of authority right here. We're going to see this again.
Jerry Green, number 44, made the catch.
Put a lot of zip on that.
9 plays, 72 yards. Very impressive drive for 5 point Andrews. And now they're within 1 point of tying it. As Adam Perryman picks it up, and we are tied once again. 8:04 left in the first half at Kenan Stadium in the State 3A Championship football game. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, Larry Mason was saying that we may have a track meet. We certainly got 28 points on the board in about 16 minutes of action, and it's Kannapolis' turn, I guess you could say.
You know what I was thinking is, now both these teams have shown us why they're here. They're both good. I think the next half is going to show us who wants to be here the most and who wants to take this home.
It's both times after Kannapolis has scored. Here comes the Red Raiders roaring back. And now Adam Perryman. He's been a busy man tonight, as has Ben Johnson, his counterpart kicker for A.L. Brown. Will tee it off once again, and he kicks the daylights out of it. Driving Lipscomb back into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
He got all of that one. All of that one. That was his driver right there for sure.
If there was any wind, it would have aided him just a bit, but the flags are lit tonight.
What are we, December the 13th, if they'd ordered this weather, I think somebody upstairs is looking out for them. The football gods certainly smiled on them tonight.
I think Rick Stark may have been responsible for dialing up this weather.
I don't know, he's got a good connection though.
Well, they say this is blue heaven.
2 years ago, you were wondering about that a little bit.
Well, they had the Carolina blue, but they had a little white mixed in with it. Wonders operate at their own 20-yard line on first down. Up back this time. Bumps out and got maybe a yard. They drive him back. Michael Barnes. Take the pick who made the tackle. Jerry Green was first. Number 44.
Both teams get a lot of folks around the ball on defense, and I think High Point's offense has come to life, and now their defense is playing a little bit better right here.
Actually, they're going to give him 2 yards on the play, so 2nd and 8 coming up. As you see Andy Smith with the play from the Wonder sidelines. He'll bring Douglas 21 to the near side. wideouts. And they flop forward to tight end over on the right side. He's already made a good grab tonight. Going a lot of the block that time. He's out across the 25 to about the 29-yard line. Keenan Lott once again with a huge hole to run through off the right side.
It really did. Carl Banks got across there to make that trap right there. You don't have to give a lot, much running room. You just need to give him a seam to get into.
7 minutes to go, opening half. It's tied at 14. A.O. Brown has scored, they score around 11 and a half minutes to go in the quarter, so that's about what's happened here so far tonight.
I think this is a big play for them right here. They need to control the football here.
Third and long one was a fake blitz, and the Wonders will have the first down that time. As Keenan Lott the ball carry out to the 31-yard line.
Just on their isolation, and Lott got in under the block really and was able to stretch that out. The reason I say that I feel like the importance here is Andrews is really playing well on offense right now, and I don't think they want to put that ball back in their hands and let the defense come back on the field yet.
You don't mind maybe the team coming back and tying you. You just don't like to come back from a deficit yourself. Kind of like who maybe has the ball last in this game. Smith with some pressure, and a great defensive hit there. Good no call by the official on the late hit possibility, but there's a flag up at the 31-yard line.
There is a flag there, and I don't know. I didn't see that one go down, so I'm not going to guess on that one. I don't know what we're going to get there.
Credit the quarterback sack with the secondary coverage for High Point Andrews, holding the call against the Wonders. And
I've got a feeling they're going to decline this penalty and probably take the sack right here.
Lacey Herb Gorge and his assistant say, let's decline it. We've got to push back now. Ball back to the 23-yard line of A.O. Brown.
And Andy just couldn't load that one up and just throw it away right there. He was getting a lot of pressure right there.
A game of field position, you certainly have the advantage here as the official just now signaling to the crowd. They declined that penalty, so we'll bring up second down and a bunch, about 19. We've got 6 minutes to go in the first half. Ball at the 23-yard line. Wonders will split the backs this time. First time we've seen that alignment. And they've got everybody in the pattern. Looks like a broken play, and Andy Smith will try to get a little bit of something out of it. They got up to the 25-yard line.
That play just never got started, and it was a broken play all the way. You know, I noticed Andrews is out here. They're double teaming out here on the split receiver. Douglas, I was far away. I was looking at the monitor to get the number right there. But they're not going to give Douglas anything out there. They know that they like to throw the football to them.
Third down. They need 18 to keep the drive alive, or just over their own 42-yard line, but we'll have to wait as they have called a timeout to see if they can come up with something. It's 5:21 to go in the first half. We'll be back. Along with Larry Mason, Randy Whitley back at Kenan Stadium. 5:21 remains here in the first half. So glad you've joined our coverage this week as you here on the Kannapolis side. There are a few folks up. That was Andrew's side. Okay. They got a few folks up, but I think Kannapolis has definitely got them outnumbered in the stands tonight.
It's amazing when you look over there how many folks they brought for this ball game.
10,000 folks can get lost in this stadium quickly. Third down. They'll keep it on the ground. The lock spins into all kinds of trouble. He didn't make the finishing tackle, but we've got to give number 53 for the Red Raiders credit with a tackle, Jerry Rory, the linebacker.
Big defensive play there because they were trying to stretch Lott out to the tackle to get him in the seam and hoping he could make the big run right there. I think Coach Harding may be a little hesitant to throw the football down here. Not a real good field position here.
Well, we've got less than 5 minutes to go in the first half, so you don't want to make any mistakes and go down as you go to the dressing room.
No, he feels like his folks can come back and play the defense right here.
Smith with plenty of time kicks a line driver. It takes a wonder roll and will roll out of bounds at the Red Raider 33-yard line.
One thing looks like it's pretty obvious they've worked on is not kicking that ball to the deep back and getting it out of bounds. Right now, Smith really doing a good job of that.
As the Red Raider defense gets a hand from their fans here on the south end of Kenan Stadium.
mouthful of lunch, too.
Exactly. Sing you. He looks like the emotional leader out there as well. At quarterback. Sets him down on 1st and 10 at the 33. They fake the reverse once again, and now you buy some time up the middle, complete. And brought down at the 47-yard line. Wide open, Sam McIver.
And McIver got in behind the linebackers in front of the deep coverage, and you was able to get the ball in there. He throws the ball with a lot of confidence.
You, passing-wise this year, 1,445 yards, 11 touchdowns, 75 receptions, 55% completion rate. Do you need any more? He's at it again. With a slant complete to the under 42-yard line.
And he just kind of snaps it. He doesn't seem to have to wind up. He can kind of throw it from right there beside his head and just snap it off like a shortstop throwing the ball across with a lot of zip on it.
I believe
He's not that tall, but if he can see, if they can get him just a little time to see, he throws the ball in there real well.
I think Mr. Hughes got his game shoes on right now. He was a little bit slow the first quarter, but the Red Raiders have come storming back now. 3:40 left, first half. You on the delay, gets it to the outside, and the Wonders will contain, I think, 35-yard line. Finally, Kenny Shaw goes down.
And they came up, and then it was pass, and now run the draw right here. So they're putting a good package of plays together right now. Kannapolis going to have to bow the back.
It'll be 2nd and short. Forward progress stopped officially at the 35-yard line, Kannapolis. Jerry Rory, we mentioned he plays linebacker. He's also the offensive center. So the junior's kind of involved with both sides tonight. Here's Shaw again, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward and will be close to the first down. With the tackle was Lanny Gray, the nose guard.
And there's the isolation right there. And we're seeing a lot of offense right now out of both teams. But Andrews certainly has theirs in gear right here. This is sort of similar to last week. Kannapolis was playing real well at the end of the first half, and Kannapolis was able to come back the second half and play better. So we're going to see what happens.
Oh, we've got an official stoppage of play here as the A.L. Brown Wonders have called a timeout. That is their last timeout here at the first half, by the way. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain before halftime. It's all knotted at 14.
Come back to Keenan Stadium. Coach Harding has called a timeout, and I'm sure one of the reasons for that is to make some adjustments in defense and try to slow this Andrews passing game down right now.
Red Raiders break the huddle. They've got it 3rd and 1 at the Wonder 33-yard line. And they'll send one man in motion near side. Work it out of the eye. Tailback with the call. Will have the first down. Then some to the Wonder 27-yard line goes Sam McIver once again.
Just an isolation again, you know, with we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the half right here. I'm sure the one thing that is of concern to Coach Harding is let's keep this ball out of the end zone and stop this momentum now. And Andrews looking to stick that thing in there.
They've been averaging right at 40 points a game in the playoffs. They feel like they don't have enough here as we get toward the end of the half. You, one-step drop, fires it out in the flat. Complete or incomplete. They say he trapped it.
They're calling that an incompletion, and they throw the football literally all over the field. It looks like they don't worry about where they're going to throw it. It doesn't look like much wind. They can have the better of the field position here.
One thing I saw there was Robert Combs, who plays free safety for the Wonders, number 14, was coming up in a hurry. And that was some pretty good defense on the counter.
I think that one thing that maybe Coach Lambs did during that timeout was take a little of that cushion away and tell his guys to play it a little bit tighter. Don't give them that cushion that they've been giving them.
2nd and 10, and you is straight back. Here comes the heat. Huck Smith misses him, and you fires it downfield. The battle is on, incomplete. Pretty good battle between 3 great athletes down there at the 5-yard line.
It really was, and I tell you what, the Kannapolis player came up with a big defensive play there to knock the football away.
Huck Smith, really, you got to credit him with breaking the pass up. He was the pass rusher.
Yeah, I think if he could have maybe broken down right there before he came in, he may have been able to make that tackle right there.
Derry Brown, one of the Wonders, was back on the coverage. number 17. He's back after an early season broken ankle, and he's been a big plus for the Wonders in the secondary.
Main thing they have to be leery of here is that sprint draw, and don't let him get outside here.
Now 3rd and 10, you to pass. He's got a receiver complete, and down to the 15-yard line goes number 31, Pernell Williams, the flanker. It'll be good enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's a big throw right there for a high school quarterback. That's a long throw right there across the field. And he's able to put something on it and get it across there as they run that little out pattern.
A dangerous throw. You've got to put something on it.
Well, I don't think it's his catch so much as you've got to get the ball out there. He does a good job of getting that ball out there so it can be caught.
A minute 50 to go in the first half. Clock running, though. Keep it on the ground this time. And for about 2 yards goes number 23, Kenny Shaw.
One thing, Kannapolis doesn't have any timeouts. Of course, they don't need any right here. But I think that Andrews has all of theirs left.
Well, the Red Raiders have started their own tomahawk chop down Lewis.
See, the band had started early.
Yes, sir. It's 2nd down and 7. Toss sweep this time. Shaw, nowhere to go. 43, Billy Meisenheimer with the textbook tackle.
Really did a great job because he came up in the seam and came inside out, and he made the running back make a decision and just really didn't give him a good decision to make. He couldn't go inside or outside, and that's what you want to do.
I guess you might say Meisenheimer played that infielder. You got the runner caught off base in the 50th, been right at him.
Well, once he got him to stop, then he pretty much had him right there.
52 seconds left, and the Red Raiders at Clyde Andrews have called a timeout. We're tied at 14. They've got it 3rd and 12, and our coverage continues in just a moment. As we return, Larry Mason, the ball resting at the Wonder 17-yard line. You're in field goal range. You've got a big 3rd and 12 coming up. A lot of pressure on the Wonder defense this play.
It really is. They may be happy to come out of this with a field goal. Of course, they don't want to give up any points, but with 52 seconds left, they don't want this touchdown given up right here.
Hugh Rolls getting some pressure, forced out of the pocket. Over the middle, incomplete. As Barry Lipscomb, those got a hand on it. And he got up there another step. There was about 90 yards in front of him.
It really was, and it looked like that ball was just a little overthrown, and the Andrews receiver couldn't quite get to the football right there.
Well, Wonder defense bent, but it hasn't broke. That was their 11th play of the drive. And now the Red Raiders will tee it up, looking for the field goal at the 24-yard line. And that hash mark, it'll be a 34-yard attempt by Adam Perryman out of the hole of Sing U. Snap is low. The spot. The kick is on its way. It is long enough, and it is good. So with 42 seconds to go, the Red Raiders of High Point Andrews have grabbed their first lead of this game at 17-14.
You know, maybe Kannapolis didn't dodge the bullet, but maybe it was just a little bit of a wound there, and it's not going to hurt as bad as a touchdown would have.
As we come back, you look at the clock, 42 seconds, you say, well, that's about it for the first half. Kannapolis got plenty of time the way Coach Harden plays offense.
They really do. I don't think he'll do anything right here, though, to cost him in poor field position. I don't think he'll take any chances. He may just run the clock out and get in and get the second half ready. Kannapolis has played. People seem to give them the label of being the second half ball team this year, so we're going to find that out when they come back.
Well, the other disadvantage, I guess, if you're a Wonder supporter, is Kannapolis is out of timeout, so it'll have to be pretty quick if they get anything on the board.
Well, I think that's why you won't really try to take any chances here.
Perryman to kick it away. You've got Lott and Lipscomb back deep. It'll be a squibber. It'll be fielded by Chris Ford, the normal tight end, and he cuts it to the outside. He's got a little speed. Arm tackle out of bounds at the Wonder 40-yard line by Sam McIver.
Well, Sam had him a handful of jersey, and he was just going to, he got on the merry-go-round there.
Got him a handful of jersey, and then he got close enough to get him an arm.
Take him down.
Herb Goins and his coaching staff on the sidelines have got to be pleased right now as we've got 33 seconds to go. The clock is running. I thought he may have gotten out of bounds, but they're running the clock.
6 yards on the return. First
and 10, just inside the 40. Andy Smith play fake. And we'll go deep on the fly. Battle is on, incomplete, bumped out of bounds. Really, it made the catch, it would not have counted. Double coverage again, as Larry Mason's been saying. That one on Marlon Hall that time.
one thing that they have been able to do is get double coverage on those wide outs. And of course, Kannapolis there is just going to throw it as far as they can, and if it's not caught, then hopefully not intercepted.
14 seconds left in the first half. 17-14. High Point Andrews on top of the Wonders. One setback. Smith gives it to Michael Barnes. Midfield, 49-yard line, and that'll probably do it here. He's had enough for the first down. The clock will stop as they move the chains with 8 seconds left. And this Kannapolis is going to be in a hurry to get another playoff.
Yep, they're trying here.
Now the clock runs, so this will probably be the first final play. Smith, plenty of time. Will go deep. He's looking for Douglas. Intercepted at the 10-yard line. Kenny Shaw shaken up as he may have come down on the football, but a fine defensive play by Kenny Shaw as the first half is history here in the 3A state championship game. We've got 24 more minutes at Chapel Hill. Andrews leading the Wonders of A.L. Brown by 3. And the TV 13 production crew back on hand here at Keegan Stadium, set for the second half, just a couple of minutes away. Let's take a look at those first half stats as compiled by Ron Miller, statistician, spotter, floor manager tonight. You see the Wonders, not bad as far as their total offense in the first half.
No, that's pretty good. The first quarter offensive output was really good. They fell off a little bit in that second quarter. Their passing offense is going to really have to pick up some. I think right now that's where they're dragging a little bit, and they're going to have to come out this second half and go more outlet.
Chris Ford with the only reception on the night, that was for 17 yards. You look at turnovers at A.L. Brown with 2 and no penalty yards, really amounts to like 1 for 10. For the Red Raiders, High Point Andrews, pretty evenly matched, I would say. 130, a little bit more even balance with Sing Yu has done a great job passing the ball tonight. They've got him 4 of 12 and 73 yards.
Well, he really does throw the ball with a lot of confidence, and I think the thing that their passing game does is opens up their running game. If Kannapolis could really just have to worry about their running game, really they do a pretty good job of shutting that down, but the passing game really kind of burns them a little bit.
Speaking of the running game, leading rusher in the first half, Lott, 92 yards on 13 carries. His longest was 31 yards, and that was the touchdown run. And some more stats for you. The time of possession, 10-18 for Andrews, and A.L. Brown had 13-42, so pretty evenly matched there. And that's the way it should be here as we're set for the second half of action here at Keegan Stadium. I think they may get this one underway. They're just waiting for the clock to wind down. Okay.
We're going to see which team plays the best second half and which is the best second half football team. One thing that Coach Harding doesn't do, we haven't seen the Andrews team play with Coach Goins. We don't know. We know Coach Harding doesn't panic. We know that he stays pretty calm and keeps his team pretty level. I imagine he went in and talked about challenging them. He probably didn't have to challenge them too much. They didn't play that bad first half.
That's true. One other stat for you in the first half. Punting, Andy Smith, 39.5 yards on 2 punts. Pennyman with 26 yards. He only punted once. Andrews had the ball. They did something with it when they had it.
They really did. And by all rights, this game probably should be tied right now.
And they will get the ball first here in the second half as the quick sails to about the 13-yard line. And the Wonders on the kick coverage will hem him and contain him and down him at about the 26-yard line. There's your man, 77, Scott Belcher, on the coverage of Kenny Shaw.
And he makes a beeline and gets down there. I think we always talk about the second half kickoff and how important it is in a game like this, and as close as this one is, it really becomes even more paramount that Kannapolis comes out and stops Andrews right here. Let's see what kind of adjustments they may have made.
They'll have it out of the eye with 2 wide for St. Yu, the junior quarterback. And he'll go to the tailback this time. They cuts it off the right side. Now reverses his field, tries to change a little bit of directions, and will get good yardage that time as Kenny Shaw runs it out to the 33-yard line. Lanny Gray on the stop.
I think the play action kind of froze the Kannapolis defense in there. They might have been looking for the long pass here early as they really gave them the play action look right there.
There is Yu. He has been that team's leader tonight. He's got a bullet of, well, not a bullet, he's throwing bullets out there.
He does zip it in there really well, and looks like we've got a discussion maybe about the clock. I don't know here, Randy.
It's got 11:15 showing here at Kenan Stadium, and they may not all be in sync. Of course, the situation is they do have the 25-second clock. That could have been the problem, because the clock is running now. Now they've got everything in sync, so the quarterbacks can't see the time from the corners of the end zone. And they'll go straight ahead this time. And Shaw once again bruising back. McKnight making the tackle at about the 37-yard line.
And they came back inside with the trap right there. And Kannapolis looks like basically they're in the same defense they were in as we ended the first half. They're kind of getting that forward look. They've walked the end off. And, hey, when you're playing a team like Andrews, you have to be concerned about that pass. So I'm sure they're concerned about that. Yet you've got to keep enough folks in to stop this run.
It's 1st and 10. Incidentally, Andrews picked it up on that play. 37-yard line. Slot right this time, out of the eye. And they'll give it to the slot back around, and look out. 40, 45, cuts it in, Lipscomb. Finally had to jar him into the grasp of Robert Combs up at about midfield.
Then that's just speed right there. That's just speed against speed, and whose speed's going to outrun it. It looked like they may have been clipping that play, but it was just hard to see in the pack, and the ref didn't call that.
Well, they were so fast, they did it so fast.
It may have been. And it may not have been a clip. It could have been that somebody just got turned in there.
49-yard line of Andrews. 5-point Andrews on the move again. 1st and 10. Play fake. Getting some pressure. Overthrown.
And I think the pressure really caused that to be a poor pass right there. And that's what the Kannapolis team needs right now, is to put some pressure on him and make him throw the poor pass.
Lanny Gray basically with the pass defense that time from the nose guard position. 71 for Kannapolis.
And they need that again. Get that big rush and make him hurry his pass a little bit.
Well, we've got the officials calling a timeout to discuss something here as we played nearly 2 minutes in the second half. 17-14. The Red Raiders on top of the Wonders. Vale Brown. They're making sure. I think they're having trouble coordinating the clocks in the corner. One has got 0. One's got 25. The one that's to the right of your screen is okay. The one that the Wonder defense is looking at has got 0. That certainly caused you to jump a little bit.
Well, I doubt many of those defensive players actually look up and see that clock.
I think they're going to play without it, so they didn't reset that one, and now we've got a penalty mark. The Red Raiders are saying, what did we do?
You know, we're kind of sputtering here trying to get this play off.
They were offsides, lined up in the neutral zone there, so that'll cost High Point 5 yards.
I think while the refs weren't looking, they were trying to sneak up on that ball a little bit. They had timeout called, and the refs came over here and had their backs to them. And you know how you used to play in your backyard, and when the other team wasn't looking, you kind of scoop that ball up 2 or 3 yards.
I've seen it. They pull it out for a spot, and then they put it back, and it's moving.
I think that's what they might have been doing there.
2nd and 15. You fumbles the snap. Foes under pressure, gets it out to Brewington. Look out. Here's the speedster. Midfield skips a tackle to the Wonder 44-yard line. Now, kidding. That'll be short of the first down. I've seen you have good quarterback. He came back from the center, lost the football, and had presence of mind. And stayed cool.
He really did, and put something on it also to get it out there to make that screen pass.
And one of the Wonders on defense shake it up, and I believe that is 43. Billy Beisenheim, the linebacker. He's got his bell run pretty good there. And we've got a break. So with the injury, it is 17-14, 9:27 to go, 3rd quarter. You see the Iowa Andrews coaching sidelines there. Irv Owens from the Brain Trust, and we've got some good news for the Wonder supporters as Eisenheimer appears to be okay, just shaking up. He's seeing 2 footballs right now.
So it looks like it might have been an ankle injury or something. They took the shoe off, but he's walking pretty well, and I know they want to get him back in the game as soon as possible.
3rd and 2 for the Red Raiders and the Wonder 43-yard line. They'll send Brewington in motion. Out to Brewington, complete. 1st down, and then some for the Wonder 29-yard line.
And that's a tough play right there. That's a good football play. And sent the man in motion, and then came back and threw the football to him. A lot of times teams will send somebody in motion and just really kind of use them as a decoy, but they zip the ball in there really well right there.
The Red Raiders are taking the opening kickoff at a little bit but didn't.
Well, you know, they deferred and wanted this kickoff. The thing Kannapolis needs badly right here is a big play, knock the ball loose, something happened big for him on defense.
You hands off, tail back. Ooh.
That'll do it.
McIver. I don't think you're going to fly that one again. Number 74, Richard Greer, came up and popped him along with Lanny Gray.
There's one, and now they need to put another one together with it.
They give him a yard, and that's being kind. 28-yard line, just inside the 29, actually. 8.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Andrews looking impressive their last 4 possessions. There's Brewington in motion again this time. You fakes the toss to him, now fires. He's got Brewington complete, and that'll be 6 points. Yes. And no penalty markers are down.
With the same play through the fake, and that throws the defense in there on the same play, and then as they faked it one time, he turns it on up the field, and with his speed outruns the coverage. Here it is there at the fake. He does a little twirl, and they hit him in the soft part of the zone.
And the thing about it, Brewington almost did the unforgivable. He celebrated at the 5-yard line. 8 plays, 74 yards, and Andrews has added to their lead. Perryman kicks it up and through the end zone. It is 24-14, the biggest lead by either team in this game at 10. Back to the Red Raider kickoff after this. Well, Perryman has been a busy man as we come back to Chapel Hill's Keenan Stadium.
But you know, Andrews started the year off pretty slowly. They started this game off pretty slowly. They came on the end of the year playing probably some of the best football around, and right now they may be riding that wave on in.
Well, it took them 3 minutes and 50 seconds and occupied some time off the clock and got some points out of it. Perryman kicks it deep. One hopper gets by Lipscomb, will skip him to the end zone, and will be a touchback. That's a dangerous play, and I tell you, half-point Andrews, Coach Herb Thorne's got to be pleased. They kept it away from. They saw what Berry did to him a couple of times tonight.
They have kind of shut that down now. He burned him there in the first half, and now they're keeping the football away from him, squibbing it some. Kannapolis really right now needs a big offensive series here.
Well, it is gut check time for those A.L. Brown Wonders for Kannapolis. Last time the offense had the ball, the score was tied at 14-14 in the first half. This time, Michael Barnes with a hole. Look out. 25, 30, 34-yard line. Plays like that, the Wonders going to be back in it in a minute.
Really tell you, they go outside and go off tackle, and they've really run that play well this year. That's kind of their bread and butter play. That must be what they've decided they're going to come back and look at here.
Well, Michael had 40 yards on 7 carries. His longest of the night was the run you've just witnessed.
And it doesn't look like he's going to leave anything on the field tonight.
Well, the senior's been here. He's got 1 ring on the finger, and he doesn't want to leave without another. But it's an uphill battle right now. 8 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter. High Point Andrews leading the Wonders by 10 points. On 1st and 10, Smith hands it to Lott. They seal him in, but he got some positive yardage out across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
He was able to squirm and get some in there as they came out and ran a little counter trap right there.
And going to the short side of the field.
Right, and it looks like they're trying to freeze the Andrews defense by running some type of counter and running some play action.
And that Red Raider defense has given up 15 points in the playoffs. The Wonders given up 12, so it's about even. If you look at those stats. On 2nd down, 37-yard line. Tall, sweet Lott. Trying to get the corner turn, and a good defensive play. They'll bring him down for no gain. Number 84, defensively, for the Red Raiders of High Point Andrews, that's Kenny Lewis. Pretty good junior defensive end.
And he got out, and actually the Lott outran the blocks. The blocks couldn't quite stretch the corner without clipping, so they really had to kind of pull up, and the defense was able to pursue and make the tackle there.
Key play here to keep the drive and maybe get back some of that momentum. It's 3rd down and 7. 37. High formation. And a long count for Andy Smith. Play fake. Rolls, big side. Looks upfield. Ball batted in the air. And incomplete. 87 got the balls up. That young man is Emory Turner.
He just did a good job of getting up right there, knocking it down on the line of scrimmage.
So the Wonders are going to be forced to punt with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Turner is sky high as he comes off to the applause of the fans and the congratulations of his teammates.
Andrews playing good football right now, and it's going to be up to the Kannapolis defense to stop that offense back on the field and get the Kannapolis offense back on and get something going here.
Andy Smith back at about the Wonder 25-yard line. There he is. And gets off another beautiful punt. It will be returned. Kenny Shaw backpedals. He's in some trouble now. And it will go down. And there's a loose football, and that may be a break. Kannapolis has recovered.
Big turnaround right here. If they put points on the board, they came down and knocked the ball loose.
Terrace Johnson, number 25, gives the Wonder fans across the far way something to cheer about.
They were getting a little flat there, so this is a big plus. This is a shot in the arm right here.
Now you got to take advantage of it.
This is, you can't come away from here. You can't go to the well and come away without any water right now.
I'm sure Shaw had to do that over again when he said, well, I'm just going to go straight up the middle.
He was trying to lose yardage to gain yardage and made a mistake that time in doing so.
One setback for the Wonders on 1st and 10, 28, and they pitch it to Barnes. Good defensive play by the Andrews defense that time, no gain.
And they weren't able to stretch out and get the blocks on that one either.
Jerry Green has been all over the place tonight. As has number 24, Darius Brewington. Brewington going both ways on this series. They got the speedsters in the secondary.
They really do. And you know, I know that Coach Lambert talked about that Wednesday night, that not only do they have those speedsters in the backfield, they turn right around and put them in the secondary. You have to be cautious there also.
Actually a loss of a yard, so it's 2nd and 11, 28-yard line. Out of the I lot, skips his way for a couple, goes to the 24. And it sets up another 3rd and long.
It really does, but you figure they've got 2 plays here. They're not going to give up after one here. 2 big plays right now.
Certainly far from panic time right now.
No, but it's time they really need this one right here.
This is probably the furthest the Wonders have been behind at this stage in a game in the season since the loss to Concord.
Yeah.
That final margin of victory for the Spiders was 10. On 3rd down. They give it to Locke. Great defensive stand that time by the Red Raiders. 24. It was Brewington coming in.
They just played the super game, and that play never got out of the backfield.
Now it's decision time. Do you send in Ben Johnson? It would be about a 45-yard field goal attempt if they elect to do that. Or do you go for it? It's 4th down and 11. One thing for sure, you got your opponent pinned back deep in there into the field if you don't make it.
Right. It looks like they're going to go for it right here, Randy.
Well, they haven't thrown to the tight end forward since the first half. That has been really the only completion tonight in the passing department. Let's see if they call his number. At the 29-yard line, Smith going on the fly. The fade pattern incomplete and incidental contact, no flag. As 83, Marlon Hall appeared to be interfered with, but it was the feet, not the upper body.
It looks like nobody seems to be out there questioning that call right there. They were just throwing the little timing pattern right there. I'm not sure that ball was thrown with the zip on it that they wanted.
Well, the thing about it is, I believe Hall had a shot at catching it. He probably would have. That would have been complete had he not. He was going to cut in there.
Looked like he might be coming back to the football.
Well, the Red Raiders really dodged a bullet that time. You got to credit that defense. They held the Wonders right there.
They sure did. They played well right there.
Now the Wonders defense is put to the test, and McIver is kind of bumped down. Brian Tillman, the defensive end, stopped him at about the 32-yard line. He's got a bunch of little tomahawks on his helmet, hasn't he?
He's evidently been up and down the field quite a few times this year.
Or those Raider stars, I'm not sure.
I tell you, that was a big defensive stand for Andrews, and that's going to give them a lot of emotion to play on. It's going to be up to Kannapolis defense now to get the offense the ball back, and they're going to have to come back out. Not so much in what they're doing, just add some intensity to it. 2nd
down and 6. They go to the fullback, up the middle. Basic for the first down. And the Wade on the spot at the 40-yard line.
And I tell you, they may be one of the better teams we've seen play this year because they've got pretty much all the tools.
Pernell Williams, the flanker, checks in from the Red Raider sideline with the play. He'll split to the top of your screen as the only wide out. On 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Blackwood Andrews. Tailback for the call. They slice it off the short side of the field, off the right side for about 6.
And just the isolation right there. And we talked about at the beginning of the show, the line that might dominate the game. And right now, Andrews is taking advantage of what their interior line's giving them.
As we near 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. We've got an official's timeout.
Well, I think they're trying to get Hut Smith out of the game. I think he was injured somewhat on that play, and they're getting him over to the sideline.
Got to get him off or you're going to be charged with a timeout. He's going off the field. Terrace Johnson, 25, is checked in on defense for the Wonders. And now Kannapolis, nope, they're calling another official's timeout. We've got another injured Wonder. I didn't see that one. Maybe some cramps. It's a warm night out here.
It really is. I don't know. I didn't see that one either. Looks like that's possibly what it is.
Looks like Billy Meisenheimer that they're carrying off, number 43. You remember, he was shaking up the last defensive series.
I think his leg may be giving him a problem there, Randy.
And some of the Wonder players, coaches are helping him off the field. So the Wonders have had to make 2 substitutions here on defense, something which they've got some bodies they can put out there. It's 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line of Andrews. They lead 24-14. The Wonders were up in this game with 11 minutes to go in the first half. 14-7 coming out early. Andrews tied it and has since added an additional 10. Yu hands it off. Nowhere to go that time. McIver, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Right, as they came back with that tailback trap again, Kannapolis played that one a little bit better and shut that one down. Big third down play for them right here. They need the football.
Actually, well, no, I didn't give him anything. 46-yard line, original line of scrimmage. They need just over midfield, so let's call it a 4. And a short, long 4.
Right.
Got 3rd and 5.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him stand up and throw the football here.
Yu is going to go down. They got that young man that time. A little sandwich. And Steve McKnight says, take that, fella.
That's what they needed. They needed the big defensive play from the line, and that was just a super play. But they tried to go with a quick count right there, and I thought they were just going to stand up and throw that ball straight out to the feature out there at Brewington.
Now the Wonder defense has turned away the Red Raiders with a great quarterback sack. That's their first one of the night. And it will force Harriman into something he's only done once tonight, and that's punt the football. So we've got 70 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wonder's coming. And a good punt. Harriman kicked the daylights out of it. It will be a lot all the way back at the 24-yard line. Gets a block, 25, 30. Excuse me, it's Barry Lipscomb. Still on his feet. Going to fight the young man up to the 38-39-yard line. Good return.
And they need somebody to get him fired up. And right now, Lipscomb trying to do that and made the good return.
Barry's had a good game tonight.
He really has.
A lot of return yardage on the punts and the kickoffs. So the Wonders with good field position. And still 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this one.
Well, they've got the time. Right now, they need some points. It hurt them a little bit when they didn't get the points when they were down here close. But they've still got time to get this ball game.
Single setback. Lot, you got about half the student body in the pass formation right now. And they give it to Lot. And he's hemmed in and stopped. I'll tell you, that initial penetration that time by Green, number 44, he has played a heck of a game tonight with the defensive end.
He really has, and that play here, right now, Kannapolis having a problem getting the ball out of the backfield.
He came in and he kind of doesn't make the tackle, but he's been stopping him just enough for that pursuit to get up.
Right, and I think Andrews has adjusted maybe to the flow of the game with Kannapolis, and they're a little quicker getting out there, a little more sure of what they want to do.
12 more minutes. to the side. The 1991 State 3A Football Championship. The high school ranks, and we'll be back to Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill after this timeout. What was a very fast-paced third quarter when the teams keeping it on the ground has now come down to gut check time. These two teams, who wants it the most? It's Andrews in the upper hand right now, 24-14.
And they're trying to give Coach Goins that going-away present as he retires. And I think Kannapolis would like to say, well, we're not quite ready for him to have that present yet.
Well, they've got it second down and 13, and they're on 35-yard line. Need to do some, but the Andrews defense has come to play here in the second half. They've shut the Wonders running game down. Toss this time. Lott cuts it to the outside, and then really racked at the 43-yard line.
He's not getting those same seams he was getting in the first half, but he made a good run out of that. The Andrews defense come out and shutting that down just quicker than they were.
Gets them in a position for a makeable third down conversion as they need their own 48-yard line. They give up 4.
Big play right here.
You can pass the way Barnes has been running the ball. He's good for it. And
they need some good blocking up front right here.
They'll go with Lott on the end around. He'll skip the seam. He's got the first down and still on his feet. Wonder first down to the 5-1 Andrews 44-yard line.
Big run right there, Randy. And he was able to, on that reverse, to get into the seam. And if he had been able to break that tackle, maybe taking that one all the way.
I think he said Lester Hayes has the stickum on his jersey. You think Keenan Lott maybe has got the slick stuff on his jersey?
They have. He has been elusive tonight.
Keenan, not very good. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. First and 10, 44-yard line. They take the toss and give it to Lott, the fullback. He got about 3. He was met by that center of the defensive line and stood up pretty good by number 61 over there. And leading the charge was not 61, excuse me, Jerry Rory over there.
And they made the switch and came back inside. The one thing that Kannapolis doesn't have the advantage of right now is a lot of time. They need 2 scores.
Wonders have been shut out since 11:31 of the second quarter. And they face second down and 7. Michael Barnes to the outside, 40. Look at the leg drive of that young man.
That's
first down.
That's as good a run as you're going to see anywhere because that was just a super individual effort right there.
Say he doesn't want it.
Well, he knows how much time's left, and he's not ready to go away with this loss for sure.
The thing about it is can he get out of bounds to stop the clock? Of course, it was a first down. It will stop automatically as they move the chains. And he did get out of bounds, so that saved the Wonders about 30 seconds.
They were winding the clock. I don't think he did.
But they're up to the line, ready to go. First and 10, 31-yard line of Andrews. Wonders on the move. Looks like Smith may be checking off here. Tailback. Look out. Michael Barnes is into the secondary, into the seam inside the 15-yard line. That's the Michael Barnes that I think Michael showed up in the second half.
Well, they did, and if he did check off into that play, that was the play to call because they had the wide split on and they went with the isolation straight up the middle. And right now, Barnes is showing that senior leadership, and he's telling the rest of these guys, this thing's not over.
Wonders trying to get some points back. Down by 10 with 9:40 left. First and 10, 13-yard line of the Red Raiders. Michael Barnes dives, looks, got about 2 that time. Red Raiders close it in a hurry.
They sure did. Not much there as he met the team pitcher right there.
There you said as we came back from the break, this is going to have the time for Kannapolis to do something, and I think they heard you.
Well, I hope so. And then right now, they can't come away from this empty-handed. If they do, that's probably going to be the ball game right here.
9-10, clock running. They're certainly within field goal range right now.
Right, they need some points. So they're going to have that anyway, so they're going to have some points right here.
Andy Smith tosses to Lott. 10-yard line. 5. Did he take a pop?
He sure did, and the first thing on that flag came out where it shows the holding.
It cost him 15. Nichols.
That's more, maybe 15 of the biggest ones they've had this year.
Well, it was second down and 8. It's going to be second down and 20. The thing about it is they were going to have a third and about 2 at the 5 had they not been guilty.
Right, and that's a tough one.
Okay, they'll move it back and move it to the 21-yard line. Think about that penalty. Not only does it takes you a little bit further out of field goal range. Right now, it would be about a 40-yard pop.
Well, it really makes it a much bigger kick than it was. Of course, they're still second down, so that helps.
And 18 to go. Or actually, let's call it 16. Okay. 21-yard line. Smith to Barnes. 20, 15, 10. He may get it all back on one play. To the 6-yard line goes Michael Barnes, the senior.
He did. He found the seam right there, and it really looked like he might take that one into the end zone right there. Need two put together like that.
3rd and 3 coming up. They need about the 2.5-yard line, the ball at the 5.5.
You want your offensive line to create those running lanes, and you want your back to be able to get in them. He did a good job getting the ball north and south there.
Big play here. Walker fans on their feet. Kannapolis. Barnes. Going to be short. By about a yard.
And it's decision time now, Coach.
I'll tell you, you didn't drive the length of the field. What's Coach Harden going to call?
Well, he knows he's got to have 3 points to at least tie the football game. He's a pretty gutsy guy.
4th and 1 coming up. Titus Thompson, 18, will check in with the play from the Wonder sideline.
He also may know this may be as close as they get for that 7 points, Randy.
Yep. So you roll the dice, and let's see what the Wonders and Coach Harden have come up with. 4th and 1 at the 3-yard line. Michael Barnes, I don't think he got it. I don't believe he got it. Depending on the spot, he looks to be short from here.
Well, he went that initial wave, and it looked like that there was just a stalemate at the line that nobody moved.
They're going to bring the chains on, I believe. I believe it's short.
It looked like it from here, but, we're a long way off, so let's don't be premature here.
Well, the Wonders have come all the way to Chapel Hill. You come up about a foot short. They'll stretch the chains. Larry, you may be right. Let's see. Oh, mercy. Half the length of the football. The Red Raiders defense has held the Wonders. I don't think it's so much as that as the penalty held the Wonders.
Well, it really did, and that hurt, and it probably cost them maybe the points right there. Big defensive stand here. They've still got time, but they can't let Andrews out of the hole right here.
They need to stop them 3 and out. Brown has all their timeouts remaining as we've got 7:03 to go in the ball game. Time is on the side of the Red Raiders right now as they'll wind the clock. The defense needs to make it happen right here. They'll flop the tight end over to the right side. It's Kenny Lewis lining up, number 84, and go out of the end zone to about the 5-yard line.
They run the football hard, and they come straight at you, and right now Kannapolis is just going to have to take some chances, and when you start taking chances, sometimes you get burned.
Well, we saw what happened last week. Concord was taking defensive chances, and they had to lasso Michael Barnes down to the 1-yard line.
Right. Going back to that being stopped right there, I'm like you, the penalty probably was the factor in there that probably kept them out of the end zone.
2nd down at about 8 at the 5. Tailback still in the end zone. He'll get the ball. And he'll have 10, 15, 14-yard line, and he'll have the first down. That was a big play right there.
It really was. Just the isolation, and pretty basically you know what's coming, but you're taking chances here again.
That'll keep the clock moving and move the sticks with the first down. So the Red Raiders fans are enjoying it right now. So we take the 6 minutes to go in the 4th period. They're already doing that old song that stood for the ages. Hey, 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 goodbye. But stranger things have happened in this game.
Well, we've seen Coach Harden teams win on the last play of the game, I think.
You hands it off up the middle, and 43 carrying the football that time. Almost caught the loose. Wilton Bynum.
When you can just kind of feel that momentum shifting over to Andrews, I think they smell this game. They smell that victory, and they're doing all they can do to get it right now. Nothing fancy, just straight dives, straight isolations.
1st and 10, Red Raiders at the 25-yard line. They moved it out from their own 3. And with 5.5 minutes to go, clock running, they continue on the move. The McIver hit and stopped at the 30-yard line. Another about a 4 or 5-yard pickup. That's not going to get it done.
No, the one thing they needed to do was stop them in there close. And the thing that Andrews is able to do right now, they're putting this drive together.
You see Coach Harden, maybe the chariot turns to a pumpkin here in Chapel Hill. You don't know.
Well, he certainly hopes not, and this one isn't over.
It's 2nd and 5 for High Point Andrews. Seeing you, hands off, and the Wonders bottom him up. Tony Jones, the senior, initially there. Now it's going to be 3rd down, and this is probably the play of the game.
This may be. That was a good defensive stop right there, and they're going to have one here.
Boy, that field goal, you say, well, that's an insignificant field goal at the end of the second half. If Kannapolis comes back, scores a touchdown, it gives you a little bit of breathing room.
Right.
To hurry. 9 seconds left on the play clock. They come to the line of scrimmage. They're going to milk it for all it's worth.
Looks like they're going to get it off right here.
With 1 second to go, you coming down the line, options out, and he's got a man, and he's got a 1st down, and then to the 45-yard line goes Kenny Shaw. First time we've seen the option play.
First time tonight, good time to call it. I tell you, they got the whole package. You look around and you say, where has this team got any weakness? Haven't seen many.
Nope.
The only weakness they may have that Kannapolis was able to take advantage of was to go down on the special teams play.
45-yard line. Boy, it looked to be a very green night tonight, the way this first...
It really did. They started out like they were going to have a really big night putting points on the board, but they came out the second half so far and haven't really... they've been close. Been about as close as you can get it.
Got a close. That'll be 5 yards. Jerry Green jumped off on the right side. Got to credit Coach Goins and his coaching staff for the adjustments that they have made in this game.
Well, they've made some good ones, and the thing, I think that their quarterback has really come out and played a super football game. He throws the ball well, and I think he's motivated the football team.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Red Raiders, who are 3 minutes and 57 seconds away from, I guess, their 2nd state championship in school history, but their 1st ever in the 3A ranks. Well, what a going-away present for Coach Goins if this lead holds up. As they send a man in motion. Tailback, Shaw. 50-yard line, and then he's down. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
And that was just, here again, that was almost the same play they've been running. It was more of a trap than it was an isolation, and he was able to run through some tackles. And all week and Wednesday night, we've heard all the coaches and we've heard the folks talk about the athletes on this Andrews team and how good they were. And right now, you're seeing that. They are really well coached and good athletes.
No substitute for speed, is there?
Well, that's one thing you can't coach.
McIver dances down the line and breaks tackles and will have the 1st down to the under 40-yard line.
Good run right there.
That'll be enough to move the chains with 3:13 to go. I tell you, this second half has not been the fact that Kannapolis has played badly. It's just they haven't had the ball that much.
Right, and Andrews has played so well, and they've been able to put their offensive package together, and their defense has played well.
And they put 1 touchdown on the board, and boy, was it a quick one as they came out of the second half and took that kickoff and moved down the field. 3 minutes to go, clock running in the ball game. 1st and 10. You hands off to his fullback. And running hard for some more yardage is Wilton Bynum. The Wonders may lose, but they are going out still fighting.
They're not going to give it up without a fight. They feel like they've still got some time to maybe make some things happen in this ball game. it hurt them when they went down here and didn't come away with points. Of course, that's pretty obvious, and that they came away empty. That might have made a little difference in the game right there.
It could have. You go back.
Well, there's no doubt that it would have made a difference. It would have brought them closer. But the fact is, Andrews was still going to get the football back.
Exactly. You got to stop them.
Right.
It's 2nd and 3. This drive again at their own 3-yard line. McIver again, stop for no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. As the clock runs, 2 minutes to go. The state championship for those Red Raiders at High Point Andrews. And they're not in any hurry. Brown still has all their timeouts.
Right. They're going to have to start using them here, possibly. Maybe Coach Harding's elected not to.
Well, Coach Harding's been to the dance 4 times in the last 6 years. That's something to be proud of.
Well, you can crow about that a little bit.
He's got one state championship, but doesn't look like he's going to get another one this year. Pitch, left side. And a first down once again, and that'll probably do it for the Red Raiders as Kenny Shaw been a murderous running back tonight for that Red Raider attack.
He has just come on and played super. And I tell you, not only have they been to the dance, they've been to the big dance a couple of times here also.
Yep. 75 seconds left in this one. It's first down at the 24-yard line. Here goes Shaw again. And he's won 6 more. He's down to the 14.
I was going to say, he's going to get one right here if Kannapolis doesn't step in on defense just a little bit right here, Randy. And then Andrews, I think they've started the victory celebration.
Well, I think it's not premature either. It's just a tremendous season for both teams. The A.L. Brown Wonders will close their 91 campaign out at 13-2. You'll take it every year, won't you, Coach?
Sure will. And when you get this far, you don't hang your head.
Up the middle to about the 11-yard line, as that'll probably be the last play, perhaps, in the game.
You go out and give it your best shot, and that's what they've done.
Our hats off to the 1991 state champions, the High Point Red Raiders. As you see, Mr. U, and he can say that right now, as they're going to go out a 10-point winner at least tonight. And give Coach Goins his going-away present. Go into retirement. Boy, will he have to remember it. U hands off to the 5-yard line. Boy, what a drive. You talk about putting it on ice. The Red Raiders have certainly done that. And we've got a timeout call with 3 seconds left in this one.
They really were. They've been able to, when you can take the ball and go against a team like Kannapolis, as Coach Goins gets the old Gatorade, the French right there, then you've certainly done something.
And while we have a moment, hats off to the A.L. Brown Wonder fans. What a show of support. I tell you, some folks up in this area have never seen the likes of this support. They are number one regardless.
They really are. They've just done a great job of supporting this football team. And the team's played well for them and done a super job this year.
And Coach Harding's team, nothing to be ashamed of this year. They weren't supposed to be here.
I don't think people really gave them a chance of being here. They've just done a great job. And hey, keep your heads up, guys.
Sing you, hugs his coaches, and the celebration is on at Chapel Hill as the High Point Red Raiders, Andrews High School, are the 1991 State 3A High School football champions with a 24-14 win tonight over the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis. And our hats off to A.L. Brown as well. We'll be back for our post-game wrap-up after this. Let's go to the field house right now here as we're back at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. Larry Mason is in there right now.
Larry Mason, along with winning Coach Goins, I believe you're pretty drained here, Coach. Been an emotional couple of days.
It really has. It's been really the last 5 weeks in the playoffs. It's been my last year. Every week you wonder if this will be the last week I'll be coaching. But this is the last week I'm coaching, and what a way to go out. The kids played wonderfully well during the course of the whole playoffs, and especially well tonight when they got down, when things looked bad for them in the first quarter. They didn't hang their heads. They came back. We got some big plays like we've been doing all year, and it was enough to turn it around.
Any real key? I know it's a little early to look at it, and a lot of things going on in your mind right now. Anything that you see as a big key to the ball game?
Well, I thought the way our defense played, on several occasions on fourth down, we stopped Kannapolis, and we haven't been able to do that on some occasions earlier this year. Number two, obviously, I think the key interception by Darius that he returned for the score, that obviously shifted momentum. Another key I felt at the beginning of the second half, we took the football and ran down the football field and scored in our opening possession. We have oftentimes come out very flat, either on offense or defense, at the beginning of the second half this year. And for us to do that, I think it picked the kids up a little bit.
Well, it really did. Coach, congratulations. Hey, this is a great one to go out on. It's one you can remember for a lifetime, and that news.
Okay, Larry, let's take a look at those final stats as compiled by Ron Moon. First for the Wonders, 230 yards total offense, and the name of the game, as Coach Gordon said, they shut down the passing attack for the Wonders.
They did, and I think that Coach Goins, and I'll just do a total blank there. I think Coach Harding also pointed that they couldn't get that consistency going that they wanted on their offensive team in the second half, and I think he was a little bit disappointed in that.
And one thing about it, Kannapolis did not beat themselves tonight with turnovers, only 2 turnovers, but certainly didn't beat themselves. And penalty yardage, well, that 15-yarder, you can always go back and look at the key points in the game. That was one that didn't help, but they came up about a half a foot short on that drive.
Right, and that one didn't. And they talked about in their post-game interviews that probably was a turning point in the ball game when he didn't get that first down.
Michael Barnes and Keenan Lott with over 100 yards rushing individually tonight. For Andrews Red Raiders, there you see the balance once again between passing and rushing, and pretty impressive stats, plus 300 yards total offense for Coach Goins' team.
Well, I tell you, they played well. I think they showed their balance. Their quarterback really stayed in and threw the ball well under a lot of pressure and showed a lot of poise, and the whole team played well.
Turnovers did not hurt them, although it did set up some opportunities that Brown was not able to take advantage of. And then, as Coach Goins said, the defense, they took advantage of the situation and rose to the occasion. So congratulations to the High Point Andrews Red Raiders. They are your 1991 3A State High School football champs. Larry, I have enjoyed it immensely this season. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Well, to you and yours, and to all the folks we've covered this year, I hope they all have a Merry Christmas also.
Thanks to Ron Moon and everybody in the production department. Great job and Merry Christmas. Thank you for being with us. Hope you'll join us next football season when we kick it off with another Headliners. For everybody here at TV 13, Randy Whitley saying thanks for being with us.